Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. My name is Mark and I've just finished watching Uruguay breaking Namibian hearts today. Uruguay, of course, were the favourites for this match, but after quite some contentious decisions from the ref and otherwise some very big discipline issues from Namibia, especially in that second half, Uruguay do actually come away with that win. Where Namibian hearts, of course, broken due to their fact that they're still leaving this World Cup and all World Cups without a win. Today was going to be the day that they were going to try and change that. They started the game so well, but in the end, discipline let them down and a little bit of fatigue, of course, as well. Uruguay win this game 36 points to Namibia's 26. Let's run you through the game, shall we, just a little bit. Of course, it started with an early mistake from Uruguay. Lapse of concentration, a poorly placed pass. And Moten for Namibia, the winger, managed to grab onto the ball as it was bundling around on the floor, picked it up and ran straight the entire rest of the length of the field to put it under the posts to score the first try and put Namibia straight into the lead and immediately give them the hope that they needed for this game to try and get that win. And they continued playing fantastically, disrupting Uruguay. Uruguay were all over the place with handling errors in that first 10 minutes especially. And in the 11th minute, we saw Currie, the other winger, go over after a nice bit of moves from Namibia as well. And at this point, Uruguay were really struggling to hold on to Namibia, and it looked like Namibia were going to get their first victory because it was all in their favour. However, after that, though, we did see the fact that Uruguay managed to break back into Namibian space, and Amaya in the 19th minute went over to score the first try for Uruguay. The kick, however, was missed. A very easy one was missed. So at this point was 14 points to 3. We then, of course, moved on further into the match, and Swanepoel immediately then hit back at Uruguay with a penalty kick to put Namibia up to 17 points at this point in time. Although after that, Uruguay's scrum dominance and their set-piece dominance really started to make its way into the game. Mauls were a big thing for Uruguay. Their scrum was immense, seriously immense. Although I'll speak about a little bit of contentious decisions with the ref later, but nonetheless, their scrum was impressive. Their forwards were very impressive. And as a result, German Kessler, went over in the 28th minute then after that. Then we saw a yellow card to... that's the second half. Sorry, I'll continue on. But anyway, so we saw Echeverry go over in the 29th minute. No, what am I talking about? Kessler. That's what I was saying. Kessler going over in the 28th minute. And of course, it was converted by Echeverry that time then. And that brought us pretty much to half-time because Swanepoel then kicked one more, got them up to 20 points, Namibia, then on to, the second half. So at the half-time score was 20 points to 14. So up to 12 points. Sorry. And then, of course, we went into the second half, and that's when it all went downhill for Namibia. And that's exactly what happened there. We saw discipline becoming a big problem. So we saw 2 yellow cards to Namibia in that second half. Kutsia in the 48th minute. Uanivi, the captain, in the 61st minute. And in the 63rd minute, we saw Seti get a yellow card pending a review, which turned into a red. Poor discipline. All of them for high tackle. Kutsia was for scrumming. Of course, the scrum dominance was ridiculous. Namibia eventually getting the yellow card for that scrum dominance against them. Uanivi and Seti, though, getting their yellow cards for high tackles, and Seti's being upgraded to a red card. And as a result, we just saw an onslaught from Uruguay for that little period of time. We saw another try from Arata in the 54th minute, which was during the first yellow card. In the 66th minute, we saw Basso go over in this, to go and put Uruguay right firmly into the lead. We then saw a penalty kick by Burkesi, the substitute, in the 74th minute. Although Namibia did get a couple of penalties in the second half. The full-time score, of course, then ending 36 points to Namibia's 26. Right near the end, the Dos Santos got a yellow card, which was only remaining a yellow card. Direct head-to-head contact. Surprised it was only a yellow. But just speaking a little bit about the ref today, I just think there were a lot of decisions that were very harsh on Namibia, I think. That's exactly what I'd say. Mainly to do with some of the scrums for me, I felt. The ball was definitely available for Uruguay often, and the scrum wasn't moving. And the ref just let it stay there. He didn't say take the ball out, whereas normally you'd see from refs saying get the ball out, the ball's available, get the ball out. Ball was available, ball never came out, just stayed there for a good 10 seconds, and then eventually Uruguay get the dominance, and it's a penalty to Uruguay. It's just very bizarre. It's almost like he's looking and waiting to give a penalty to Uruguay, but nonetheless, I don't think it would have mattered too much. Those yellow cards to Namibia were certainly deserved. You can't argue them. The red card also can't really argue. It was quite high up. Although I think, he bounces off. There's a little bit of mitigation. I think it's just because he goes in quite high. There's no concept of getting low for SETI. So that is the end of Namibia's World Cup 2023. Uruguay still have one more game. Can they get any points in that game? They've been decent in their first 2 games, and they've finally got the points they wanted. The bonus point victory, of course, against Namibia today. 5 points to their name. They've got one more game left in this World Cup, and let's see what happens in that. Of course, a big shout out to our sponsors, BOYLESPORTS and BITDEFENDER. Please go and check them out in the description of the video, of course. We're very grateful for them for sponsoring today's video and all videos in this Rugby World Cup. My name has been Mark, and you can catch me again soon this weekend, of course, for some more games. You've been watching Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. That was Uruguay breaking Namibian hearts. Cheerio.